Good morning. I'm Carrie, and thank you for joining me in our daily devotional today. I'm sharing a passage in Isaiah chapter 44, verses 13 through 19, and I'm reading it from the Message, just because sometimes it's a really good version for devotions. But here it goes. The woodworker draws up plans for his no God. He shapes it with a chisel and planes it into a human shape, a beautiful woman, a handsome man. Ready to be placed in a chapel, he first cuts down a cedar or maybe picks out a pine or oak and lets it grow strong in the forest, nourished by the rain. Then it can serve a double purpose. Part he uses as firewood for keeping warm and baking bread. From the other part, he makes a god that he worships, carves it into a god shape, and prays before it. With half, he makes a fire to warm himself and barbecues his supper. He eats his fill and sits back satisfied with his stomach full and his feet warmed by the fire. Ah, this is the life. And he still has half left for a God made to his personal design. A handy, convenient, no God to worship whenever so inclined. Whenever the need strikes him, he prays to it. Save me, you're my God. Pretty stupid, wouldn't you say? Don't they have eyes in their heads? Are their brains working at all? Doesn't it occur to them to say, half the tree I used for firewood, I baked bread, roasted meat, and enjoyed a good meal. And now I've used the rest to make an abominable no God. Here I am praying to a stick of wood. When I first was reading this, I just laughed at the absurdity of someone making a God with their own hands and actually praying to it as if it had power to help them. How good a God could that be? But then I started thinking about my own life, and I realized I'm not so different from the Israelites. I had to ask myself, what am I working so hard to create that I believe will give me the answers I'm seeking? What am I trusting in more than God for my worth, value, identity? What am I seeking besides God for my purpose? What am I putting my hope in? Well, there are a few things for me. One is working for and seeking the approval from others. Another is physical fitness and food. I find my validation from hard work and discipline, and I can easily find my value in meeting worldly standards of size and shape. See, it's easy to identify idols when they're wood, stone, or metal, but even good things, health, hard work, beneficial things that God Himself created, can become our idol when they're out of balance and they become the source of our hope. Only when we trust God first can any of those other things be worth our effort.